Okay, so what is the meaning of life? Is there no meaning, no point to anything, so why even bother? Is it to find God and devote your life to Him and spread His message? Or is it just to party, take drugs, and do whatever the hell you want because, you only live once? Or what if it's none of those things? For the past few years, I've been contemplating the meaning of life, and I'd like to say I'm pretty good at thinking. And the other day, it wasn't actually the other day because I've known this for a while, but it just makes for a better story if I say the other day. So the other day, I was just chilling and it came to me. After eons of sitting and pondering, I think I finally understood the meaning of life. After realizing it, it kind of allowed me to restructure my whole life around this core concept, and I use this for the cornerstone of everything that I do. So maybe if you resonate with it, then that can help you too. And yes, I might not be some super wise philosopher, but I'm pretty sure some other wise philosopher once said that anyone can philosopher. I'm not religious. I grew up in an atheist household without much religion around me. But even so, as for finding meaning in life, I reckon that religion is probably the best answer. I know that's not me saying that, that's the conclusion of this video. But for most religions, you basically get a playbook on how to structure your life. And this playbook, if you follow it, will most likely make your life more better and fulfilling. More better. Yeah. So if I could choose to be religious, then I probably would, but I unfortunately just don't believe. But if you're religious or you're on the border of it, maybe you grew up with it, but you're not really sure, you're contemplating, then I would actually encourage you to seek it out more. And I know I might not be in the place to do so, but that's just what I think. And yeah, so for me personally, I don't believe. And unfortunately, that means that this answer doesn't really help us here, which is why I turn to hedonism. Okay, I'm just kidding, but I think the only reason hedonism exists is so that people can have an excuse. Because you only live once, let me enjoy my life, dude. Like, why you working so hard? You can just chill out, party, have a good time, And you know what? Go ahead. But when you boil it down and you're talking about the meaning of life, and hedonism being the theory that pleasure is the only intrinsic good and pain is the only inherent evil, then it makes no sense. Because pleasure and pain are not binary feelings, and the human experience involves a large mix of both and everything in between. It's kind of like the classic, you can't be happy without being sad kind of thing, which is true. However, obviously humans are geared towards pleasure-seeking behavior, but that doesn't mean that that's the meaning and purpose of life. And actually leaning towards that type of behavior, as I feel like most people might agree, would likely make your life feel more meaningless. So here's the real answer. I'm going to be the greatest to ever do it. Legacy, ladies and gentlemen. Legacy. That's what it's all about. Yes, come on, man. Like, legacy, I got to make sure that the future generations know my name. Why? I don't understand why some people have such an obsession with leaving their name and leaving a mark on the world once they pass away. Because why does that matter? I mean, legacy in terms of building something so great that, you change the world and you impact future generations to come. I'm all up for that, especially because working on something on such a large scale like that is probably one of the most fulfilling things you can do. And, if you're working on something that's so grand that will, leave your name and leave an impact on the world and will help a lot of people, then that's amazing. But I think a lot of people, most people who talk about legacy and that being their purpose for why they do things, mean it in more of a vain sense. So like legacy being they're the ones who put their family name on the map, and they're the ones who finally made it and aren't a nobody anymore. And yeah, that's basically just cope for wanting more social validation. Okay then, so what is the real answer? Basically, there's no meaning to life. But it's not there is no meaning to life, it's there is no meaning to life. Let me explain. So I think we're here just like any other animal on the planet. A dog doesn't have a meaning to life, a horse doesn't have a meaning to life, they just kind of live and do their thing. The only difference between us and them is that we have a consciousness to actually be able to think and decide about these things. And the other thing that makes it so much harder for us is the fact that we're so far from our natural habitat and natural behaviors, as in hunter-gatherer days, that it makes it feel hard to understand what we're supposed to do because our lives are so different. But this isn't a bad thing, and it's actually a liberating thing. Okay. Positive nihilism. What the hell is that? And honestly, it's just a term I made up to make it sound cooler. But basically, we established that there's no meaning of life. Cool. But you know what that means? It means you can do whatever the hell you want. But wait. That doesn't just mean, oh, okay, let me go party, take drugs, and do whatever, because who cares, right? And it can mean that, but I think that because nothing matters, you might as well go and experience everything that there is possible to be experienced in the body that you have. Because we're in such a unique position that we're not just in our natural habitats where you have to kind of just do the basic day-to-day things to survive. You can do so many things and experience so many things in the body that you've been given, that because you're here already, why not just take advantage of that in every way that you can? If you want, you can waste away and lose yourself in hedonism and pleasurable activities, but I think there's much more to it than that, because that's only one type of human experience. And to be honest, I would say that's one of the most limited human experience there is, because it's so easy to get. I think it's so worth trying to experience the things that only few people have experienced and putting in the effort to work hard to be able to experience these things. So this means work hard so you're able to travel the world. Do a marathon so you know what it feels like to go through that kind of pain. Push the limits so you can really feel the highs and the lows of the human experience. Personally, I think one of the biggest versions of that is starting a family. But besides that, I want to do a ton of different side quests, like have a fight, do an Ironman, meditation retreats, all these kind of things, which personally I just want to do. And the reason I'm motivated to do them is not because of any external factors or anything. It's literally because I'm here, nothing matters, so I might as well just do whatever the hell I want. And I'm obviously in a super privileged position that I'm able to do these things, because not everyone is, but that's exactly why I am doing them and why that makes me driven. And it's not always easy, because it's difficult to always be motivated to do things which take a lot of effort to put in, but that's okay, because I know that in everything that I want to do, I have the cornerstone of, okay, nothing matters, but I want to experience everything I can, so let me work hard to get them. And I'm confident in everything that I want to do because I have that clarity of what I'm doing in life. And that's why I don't party, I don't scroll all day, because these are experiences to be had, sure, but they actually limit you from other experiences more than they do give you a good experience. So I will sometimes go out, party, do these kind of instant gratification things, and for example, me and my friend went and played video games at a gaming center, and that's something I would have never done in ages, because it's kind of like an instant gratification thing. But every once in a while, those kind of things are actually quite good, because they are an experience in themselves. And I actually miss the days when I used to game, because those were some of the funnest times I ever had, and I actually think I want to revisit them in the future. But yeah, you gotta be careful with it, because again, it's all about having all kind of experiences instead of just limiting it to the easy ones. So no, it's not about pleasure seeking, it's not about leaving a legacy, it's about doing what you actually want to do. So yeah, there's no meaning to life, but you're here now in this body, so you might as well work towards experiencing the full depths of the human experience. Or genuinely go scroll, do nothing, that's completely fine, but I guarantee that you'll have a net better experience on this planet in the body that you've been given if you put in the effort to work hard and obtain these difficult things, which eventually give you better, more fulfilling experiences later on. So yeah, hopefully that all makes sense. And that's it for the video. So I hope you enjoyed. Peace.